What are the different parts of the statement?
A statement is in, as you know, 6 parts, but as I mentioned earlier, it's only parts 2, 3 and 4 that are enforceable. Part 1 is your details on the front, name, language spoken at home and so on. Statements are often likened to a medical condition. That section 2, part 2 of a statement is the diagnosis. Part 3 is the prescription to try and get you better. The first part of part 3, so 3A, you get the objectives. So the aim of this provision is to help such and such a body to bring his speech and language in line with children of his age or something like that, or to bring his literacy skills in line with his age. Part 3B is the provision that follows on from that. And you can't have provision in part 3 that doesn't also match up with a need in part 2. So, for example, if it talks about literacy difficulties in part 2 of the statement, you must then have an objective to do with improving the child's literacy skills. And in order to do that, in order to make that improvement, what do we need? We need the provision. So, although parents focus very often just on part 4, which is the name of the school, it's actually the parts 2 and 3 which are really important, because 2 dictates part 3, and part 3, which sets out all the things that your child has to have in place, the provision, is what decides which school your child can eventually go to.
Part 4 is the name of the school or setting where the provision is to be made.
Part 5 is non-educational needs. So sometimes it could be to do with mental health needs, or for a physical need that doesn't affect their education, all sorts of things, and that would go into part 5, and then part 6 would be the provision required to meet that. So it might be that your child has a medical need that doesn't affect their education but is just of interest to people who'll be teaching him or her. But the difficulty is that those are not enforceable by law. So whatever you get in parts 5 and 6, fascinating though it might be, you can't do very much about it. And certainly it's not open to an appeal.